Okay, so boom, that time of 33, took something from Tiny, and Tiny asked my daddy to say it was here. So I'm sitting in the cell with my dad. I'm talking to him, he talking about Wikiverse. We having a whole little conversation, talking about my upbringing, and talking about some of the things he did when he was growing up, talking about some of the situations with him and my mama, talking about when my brother was born, and talking about stuff with my uncles, stuff that I didn't know, talking about times he got to fighting, times he stole stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just sitting, kicking, reminiscing, you know what I'm saying? Trading stories, seeing what's similar, what's not similar as far as personality. Him saying you got that from your mama, you didn't get that from me, you know what I'm saying? The way my brother dressed, he got that from my mama. I'm also got my dress style from my daddy, you know what I'm saying? I'm real simple, real plain, you know, just a bonding moment. And as we sitting there talking, you know what I'm saying, he pulled a jack out, boom. He pulled the jack out and he trying to call somebody 2-3 times. They ain't answering the phone and he say, "Hey, boo, go over to Titan Cell real quick, cause he's supposed to been over here and he ain't answering that phone. He probably got the phone put up." So I'm like, "All right, bet." So I'm out of the cell. When I come out of the cell, the white boy that's in the cell with Tiny, that he be going in the back of, he's sitting on the rail, and when he see me, I see him, we see each other. He kind of shake my head. He kind of shake his head and got his eyes big like this here. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of examined the pod at that time to kind of see what's going on, because whatever he doing, now if something doesn't happen, then it's gonna be, it's pretty much gonna be obvious that the pod know it's something going on too. So as I look around, you know what I'm saying, I see the 33s kind of scrambling, looking, you know what I'm saying, going, they all going towards one cell, you know what I'm saying, at least that hood that it was on, that was on anyway. I see them standing by the door, you know what I'm saying, and as I get closer, before I go in the cell, I'm like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What's up, Aaron?" He was like, man. So I post up on the rail. I'm like, "What's up?" He was like, "Man, I ain't trying to get in the middle of this one." He was like, "Man, they went in there, man, and the man, he just told me get out of the cell, man. Just go in there and see for yourself." I said, "Tiny straight?" He said, man, look, man." He was like, "I know they watching right now. I ain't trying to make it seem like I'm sitting here telling you something." And so I look around again, cuz them kind of looking up at me. I'm thinking, what is going on? So I was like, okay. So I tap on the door, Tiny, pop, pop, pop. Hey, Lil Joe, what's up? Hold on, Lil Joe T. Hold on, give me 1 second. I said, "Man, what's up? You straight?" I say it loud enough for the pod at this point. Yeah, man, I'm good. Aaron turned around and say, I said, "Man, pop the door real quick. Pop the door. I need to holler at you." Man, hey, Joe, man, he moved the violation and look out. He said, "Man, I tell you, I see a scratch." I said, "Man, pop the door right now. Pop the door." He pop. "Man, what's up, Lil Joe, man?" I said, "Man, watch out real quick. Watch out." So I step in the cell, man, bless his cell. And I see the cell kind of messed up on the, if you get into it in the cell on the, and you fall on the mat, on the bottom mat, the mat, you could tell when somebody been wrestling. Like the blanket look like, you know what I'm saying, it's been a struggle on the blanket. It's turned, the pillow probably laying here, and I could tell some stuff done been shifted around. He's smoking a cigarette, and when I walk in the cell, "Man, Lil Joe, man, I got this, man. I'm gonna figure it out, man. I got this." And I close the door up, boom, and I see what's going on. I said, "Man, what's up, man? You done got into it with somebody?" Man, look. So the little 33, man, the little punk, man, I'm telling you, man, come up here with his homeboy. I'm sitting in here angry, right? Man, they got me messed up, Lil Joe, man. They got me messed up, man. I said, what's up? What's up, Tiny? What's what? So look, this what's going on, Lil Joe. And I ain't even trying to put you in my business like that. I ain't even trying to put you and your dad in this situation right here, because I know this is a situation I really got to take care of this on my own, because it ain't got nothing to do with y'all. This is stuff I had going on a couple weeks ago, right? So a couple of weeks ago, I went down there because I'm expecting to get something, right? I'm expecting to get something. So while I'm waiting on that, I go down there and I get something from somebody on front, right? I get something from one of the Crips on front. So when I get the stuff from him, I'm telling him, look, it's a promise to pay. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I get this, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna take care of that. And where I messed up, Lil Joe, was I said, if I go over, you know what I'm saying, I'm already gonna give you something extra, but if it don't hit when I'm expecting it to hit, your daddy had a lot going on at the time, Joe. Lil Joe, your daddy had a lot going on at the time. I already got a lot of stuff in motion. My phone ticking, you know what I'm saying? It's jumping top of the hill, over here across the hall, and over here the other unit, right? So I had went down there and talked to your dad. I said, nah, ain't throwing money. I had went down there and talked to your daddy. Your daddy keep telling me, just wait, just wait, just wait. And I ain't want to wait. Then your daddy knowing me, right? He tell me, don't go do nothing crazy trying to just wait it out. What I do? So I go down there. I tell them, look, they already know I got it going on. So I give them a little something on it, right? It ain't moving as fast. It come around, man. I ain't meet the deadline, right? Man, Joe T putting the tax on me. He put the tax on me. He put the tax on me, right? Whole time, I'm sitting here like this here. Then your daddy get back straight. So what I did was, I had already took care of, you know what I'm saying, what I got from him. But Joe T putting the tax on me, right? He ain't telling me, you know what I'm saying? Because I done told him I was going to give him something extra. So I went down and boom, I give him the little extra, right? Joe T, he don't even say nothing. He pulled one on me. Then he pulled up on me out of the blue talking about, hey, look, man, you said you were going to pay that, you paid it, then you going to give me a little something extra, but you said when it's going over, I put, man, what's up? What we doing? Like, you owe me. And I'm talking to him, talking back. We first having a whole little conversation. I'm like, I thought he was like, nah, you gave me your word. I was like, but you ain't say. So I was like, let me scramble and get that together. I'm telling him, let me scramble and get that together. Man, Joe T, I come to the cell and I'm like, man, he got me messed up. I done doom, and he want me to boom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing he been seeing I've been shaking the move, right? I've been shaking the move. So him and the homeboy come up here the other day. They tell me in the morning, man, I need that. Just see, they tell me I owe them $750. Man, look, I said, I can't give you $750. I said, but I give you $250. He told me, nah, I want $750. If I can't get to $750, where I stopped it at, I want to rap by tomorrow. Man, Josie, I ain't no sucker, man. I ain't no sucker now. Josie, they come up here a while ago. Listen, they come up here a while ago, boy. I'm talking about pull the sword out in here, Josie. Pull the sword out. I don't even see how you carrying it. He's standing there, his homeboy and pull the sword out. Aaron sitting right there talking about, just give it to him. Man, Joe T, so he done grab me, he done grab me, wrestled me down. I'm talking about, hold on. And the homeboy the whole time, he's tapped the steel. He tapped the steel, talking about, come on up off of that. By that time, Aaron was like, man, y'all ain't got to do this. Man, he done pushed Aaron, boom. Aaron done fell down, talking about, man, I ain't got nothing to do with this. In my head, I'm saying to myself, I'm smacking him soon as it's over. He ain't doing nothing. So, man, Joe T done went in my pocket and took everything I had, a little weed, I had some Suboxone, you know what I'm saying? I got a little coke in here, took my rest of my little cigarettes, other than the cigarettes I had right here that I'm finna smoke. Man, Just T Daddy done took everything else, and way more than $750. I said, well, he told you $1,000. Man, this ain't the time right now, little Joe. This ain't the time, man. You folks done took everything I got. And man, I said, but you good though? What you mean am I good, Joe T? They done took everything I got talking about. I said, well, the dad paid. Man, Joe T, listen, that's penitentiary wide. That $4,000-$5,000 worth of stuff, Joe T. I got to have mine back. I said, well, how you gonna get it back? Shoot. Man. What you think your daddy gonna say? I said, my dad, like you said, me and my dad ain't got nothing to do with this. He told me come over and holler at you. They ain't take your phone, did it? Because he been trying to call you. Nah, I got my phone. I had my phone put up. We got my phone right here. I was like, when my daddy said he didn't call you 2-3 times, he trying to holler at you about something. Yeah, I know he, you know what I'm saying, he got something to get ready to come in. You know what I'm saying? He want me to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm saying, let me straight up say it real quick. I'm gonna come over and holler at you. So I walk out of the cell. Aaron trying to walk with me. I walk out of the cell. Aaron holler, hey, so what we doing, Joe T? I said, well, who doing? Man, I know he told you, man, your dad finna be upset. I said, man, me and my dad ain't got nothing to do with this, bro. Man, but I know, you know what I'm saying, him and Tiny, they be doing business together. I know he ain't gonna like this. I said, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I just told Tiny and what Tiny said to me. Man, look, he don't owe my daddy no money as far as what I know. You know what I'm saying? But you don't think Joe will look out for him? I said, hey, look here. Matter of fact, you walking and talking with me, bro. Me and Dad ain't. I said, go on, walk back towards your cell, bro. Go on, walk back towards your cell. I'm going to holler at my dad real quick. Tiny say he finna come down here. So he was like, all right, I feel you, though. I feel you. So I walk in the cell, closed up, boom. I said, man, I'm messing with my dad, right? I said, man, them folks done jumped on Tyler down there, man. Tyler ain't finna come down here, and he don't need to come down here and talk to you about nothing. He need to figure out whatever my daddy jump up. Who done jumped on Tyler? I said, I guess them Crips done jumped on him down there. Avery sitting out there, scared. My daddy get ready to walk to the door. I said, hey, hold on, man. He said, man, what you mean they done jumped on Tiny down there, man? Ain't nobody finna be. I tell them, look at them. I tell them, Tiny got something going on with them folks. Then it is what it is. Nah, boo, watch out. I said, man, hold on. What y'all say? Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. He said, don't do what? I said, listen to me now. So I just went in there, Tiny banged up. I'm talking about they done wiped the floor with him in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about done him bad. My dad just said, man, boy, ain't nobody finna be. I said, you ain't hearing what listen what I got to say. Tiny shouldn't been doing what he was doing. Go ahead, boo. Go ahead. Cause you getting on my nerve. I said, look, whatever was going on a couple of weeks ago, you done already told him what not to do. He done went out there and got something from them Crips and told them folks he was gonna pay them something extra back. And if he don't pay it back in time, and the Crips could put the tax on him, he done paid them and got that. Them folks done put the tax on him and ain't saying nothing else to him. Now they came to collect. Who jumped on Tiny? I said, Dad, did you not just hear what I said? He went and done what you told him not to do. I said, do Tiny owe you some money? He said, no, Tiny don't owe me nothing. He said, but man, Tiny, Tiny do. I said, look, by that time, Tiny, hey, Big Joe, man, it's Tiny. He said, man, open the door, boo. I said, man, he ain't finna come up in here. They hot. I say it loud so Tiny can hear it. Tiny said, man, ain't nobody hot, man. Them folks, hey, little Joe, quit playing, man. I told you that a while ago. My dad said, man, boo, open the door. I turn around, hit the door right. Stay right there, Tyler. My dad pushed me out there. Boo, you play too much, and this ain't no time to be playing. He walk in, man. He walk in with the cigarette. I said, hold on, man. Didn't he smoking and stuff, man? Put that cigarette out. He put the cigarette out right on the door, on the metal part, right? Boom, boom, boom. Man, pick them ashes up too. He come up. Man, bless his said, watch out, little Joe, man. Boom. Let me talk to my OG. Hey, you ain't got no OG, homie, over here. Don't come over here trying to prep my daddy for what it is you need some help. Don't do that, man. Don't do that over here, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna beat you worse than the crib, bro. What that boo. I'm gonna say this one more time. What you gonna say? Because I already said what I had to say. Boo. I said, all right, go on, tell that lie, Tiny. My dad said, now what's going on? Tiny run down the story, right? As he run down the story, Aaron come over, tap on the door. He come in, Aaron standing in the corner. This where Tiny act like he bold and tough, right? He in the part of the story where Aaron tried to say, man, hey man, it ain't that. So he Tiny say, man, they done grabbed Aaron, knocked him down, told him, he talking about he ain't got nothing to do with this. And like I said, and like I told little Joe, I was gonna get you. He turned around and smacked Aaron in the cell. Aaron, oh man, he turned around, yeah, cause cause you sitting over and you Aaron holler, man, come on, Tiny, what was I supposed to do? My dad said, hey, leave him alone, Joe T, leave him alone. I said, nah, he should have been doing that to them Crips when them Crips jumped on him in there. My dad said, who was it, Tiny? So he named the two Crips. They come in to say it right. D4 crazy. I've been locked up. I was in Turnison with D4. D4 crazy. They don't jail the same way. It's certain penitentiaries that just train you up differently. If you at Turnison or South Central, Northwest, and you get transferred to a Bledsoe, a Northeast, or Charles Bass, or Annex, them folk gonna think you bullies. Them folk gonna think you a degenerate. They gonna think you so awful because of your body language. You don't tolerate stuff. You don't tolerate the police. None of that. Northeast gang members walk around in they flip-flop, but it's still structure. It's still discipline. It's still respect. It ain't no you walk around because they'll still get to it. And you ain't got 150 people in a unit and you got 75 of them walking around with knives. You ain't gonna have that problem in Northeast because it's a privilege up there. They got the wood plant up there. They got other good jobs up there. They got the incentive. They ordering chicken. They ordering ice cream. And then not only that, them folks will street charge you up here. You come up here playing, get caught with them Suboxone, you going to catch another case. You going to court. So it's just a different tone up here in this atmosphere. But when people come from other penitentiaries that been extorting heavy, I'm talking about jumping on you heavy, beat you upside your head in front of the police tell you, hey, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So when they come up there, it takes for the administration to lock them up a few times, let them know we run the penitentiary up here, not the inmates, before they really get cool, calm, and collective and kind of chill. Other than that, they degenerates. They degenerates. When he say who the two Crips will, I say, oh yeah, that we ain't got nothing to do with that. My dad say, man, that ain't straight what they did. He tell him, man, they talking about it was $750. If I didn't, and then if it was $1,000, that my dad say, well, how much did they take from you? Man, Joe, they took everything but my phone, man. I still got my phone. Joe told me you trying to call. I'm in here smoking cigarette. I'm trying to figure this out, man. I'm trying to figure out what I'm finna do, how I'm finna do this. Man, cause I'm telling you, man, I'm finna go to Max, Joe. And I know you already done told me, you know what I'm saying, you got something going. You want me to do something for you. I'm just letting you know, I probably ain't finna be able to do that. I ain't gonna be able to do that. I don't know who you gonna find to do. I know you ain't trying to put your son in that predicament. And I know it ain't too many other people around here you could trust. I'm sitting here like, I know he ain't finna fall for that. I know it ain't too many other people around here, you know what I'm saying, ain't gonna play with your stuff like that, gonna make sure you secure, you know what I'm saying, cause Aaron gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, he letting it know, Aaron putting that in the middle of his body, it disappearing trick. I'm talking about, put a disappearing trick, you ain't gotta worry about nothing, cause we such up. My daddy holler, yeah, we can't have that, nah, cause I can't, we can't have that. Tiny said, Tiny holler, well look, when they came in, you know what I'm saying, I'm telling them, man, I got some business with other people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say a lot. But man, Joe, you know, if you he get the stutter. I said if he get the you what? Cause no, Tiny, your daddy's paid now. My daddy said he was gonna make sure you was straight. You don't need to do nothing to crash out. He gonna give you that. You just gonna have to get back on your feet. You should have never did that with them Crips. My dad holler, let me hear what he got to say. I said, you already know what he about to say. Well, what he about to say then? He about to say that for you. I said, go on finish what you about to say. So I ain't trying to give you no thought. Well, if you could say that wasn't mine, Joe T, you know what I'm saying, and you said it was yours, you know, they gonna probably give you back to you. My daddy started pacing this little bitty cell, knowing he ain't got too far to walk. I said, no, we're not doing that, Daddy. You ain't nothing to think about. He said, be quiet, boo. Hold on. How much was it, Titan? Man, no. I think I had about 11 and a half strips. My dad said 11 and a half strips? That's $150. That's the debt right there. What else you had? I had, now he acting like he said, ask my dad to pay. Well, I had a little weed. I probably had about 5-6 grams of weed. Then, my cigarette stuff, I ain't really worried about, you know what I'm saying? I was smoking that. And then I went down there to the Migo the other day. I had like 2 or 3 grams of coke. I had probably almost about 2.7. I had about, you know what I'm saying? That, my daddy pays, and he said, about $3,000. About $3,000-$4,000. How much you said, Joe? Well, I owed him $750. He said if I had, you know what I'm saying, it was gonna be $1,000. So, but I told him I had $250, to kill it. He was like, nah, he gonna want $1,000. And man, Joe T, last night, everything rolling, you know what I'm saying, the door locked, I was locked down. Because I had already told Aaron about it, right? Aaron like, yeah, he did tell me. He did tell me, and he was like, man, I'm just gonna go holler at them first thing in the morning. But then in the morning came, you know what I'm saying, I had to meet somebody down there at the clinic. You know what I'm saying, I had a little play down there. You know what I'm saying, by the time I got back, you know what I'm saying, they made the call out. And then later on in the day, I'm still thinking, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna holler at Cub. But then Cub done come in the cell. I'm talking about with vengeance, Joe T. And And at that point, I'm trying to explain myself. They done boom, they done jumped on Aaron and did this. And I'm like, man, somebody there said, about 2-3 down, right? About 2-3 down. Mm-hmm. So, this what I'm gonna do. So you said about two, almost $3 grand of coke, right? Right now the coke, you know what I'm saying? You probably get about 400-500. You know what I'm saying? You probably about 400-500 this right here. So look. So they know I did with them Suboxones. I said, Dad, what did you, hold on, I'm already confused. He said, Boo, hold on. Now they know I did with them Suboxones, right? Now I done dealt with Cuz before, I done let him get on the phone before. And then I know it's big homie, you know what I'm saying? I know it's big homie, but that don't make nothing. That's how you gonna have to lose $1,000. Give me coke, give me weed. I'm gonna let them know that some of them, but we're gonna have to make that right with them, with the whatever, you know what I'm saying? We got to give them 3-4 of them Suboxone to you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You get that back. Now you're gonna have to take it on the chin. What happened? Cause you went down there and I told you not to do that. My tiny holler, I mean, I just ain't trying to take all of that loss. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that, Big Joe. My daddy said, now, since you're cool with that, why it had to get to this extent for you to realize you get what I'm going taking this, don't you, Tiny? Man, you know, Joe, man, look, so when he said that, I was taking him serious when he said it. I just didn't, you know, he said, no, what happened is you thinking people be playing and people ain't playing. And then you so used to being bailed out. That's why I'm trying to tell you right now, Daddy, you bailing him out now, because this is the last time I'm going to do it. You said it the last time. You said it last time, but he finna learn. Boop, hold on now. You so used to people bailing you out. So when situations do like this happen, you don't have to sit in it. But then you end up in these types of situations, these consequences, they done jumped on you, and jumped on your cellar, they done disrespect you. Now they finna go down here, they finna tell that homeboys what they done did to you and probably put a mark on your back. So he was like, and having to take that on the chin, that's a whole nother thing. I don't care nothing about that, Joe T. I don't care nothing about that. I just ain't trying to take that long. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get my money. He was like, that's another thing. Your greed for money is what keep you in these situations. I said, Daddy, your greed for money is what making you save them too. What you mean, boo? I said, because he just sit there and ran that weak game. Talking about, he know you don't want to put me in no situation. You don't trust these other people. You finna get ready to strike. You sitting up here chastising him. Why you doing what you doing? Because at the end of the day, we don't need neither one of them. What you mean, little Joe? I've been knowing your dad. I said, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He sitting up here telling you this is why you end up in the predicaments you end up in. You ain't got the balls to tell him why he end up in his predicaments that he end up in. We done lost phones, we done lost Suboxones, he done lost moves, we done had to do this, we done had to do that for similar things. But you being the flunky that you are, needing my daddy. Now hold on, little Joe. I said, no. You being the person you are, knowing that you need my dad, and my dad always figuring out things. Of course, you ain't gonna tell him, but I keep it real with your daddy too. I keep it real with your dad. I said, no, you feel like you can use my daddy. That's why you saying the stuff that you saying, and you know he was gonna come to your rescue. Daddy, you coming to his rescue because you also have a hidden agenda as well for Tiny. I said, both of y'all in the wrong at this point. Well, boo, it ain't about that right now. They need to, I said, and if you go down there and say that's yours and they don't want to give back, then you have to charge that to your heart like they talked you, right? Because if they stand up and say, well, he owed us, Big Joe, man, you need to take that over him. I said, then what you gonna do? Because you ain't finna throw no weight around up in here. Who going to match for you? Nah, they ain't gonna do that to me. They ain't gonna do that. I said, see, that's the problem. And what if they do that? True, I don't think they'll do that because I ain't. Well, we about to find out. I said, what you want me to do? Go holler help? Go get him real quick. I said, I sure will. I come out of those, go straight over to help. Hey, help. Hey, let me holler at you real quick. The homeboy holler, hey, Lil Joe, hey, come holler at me. I said, hold on real quick. Help out the door. What's going on? Everything straight? I said, yeah, my dad need to holler at you some mercy. He like, hold on, let me put the phone up real quick. I said, bet. So he stepped back in the sand. I go down and holler, cuz say, hey, Lil Joe, man, look. Man, I don't know what's up, you know what I'm saying? But I seen, you know what I'm saying, he over here hollering at your dad. Man, I said, we finna straighten that out right now, cuz. I said, hold on real quick. He like, yeah, cuz we ain't got no issue with Big Joe. I said, we ain't got no issue with y'all neither. I said, hold on real quick. Hemp come out of the cell. I come back up the stairs. I tell Hemp, I say, hey, look, Hemp, look. Tiny done got his look. Tiny done got himself in a situation. My daddy trying to bail him out. I don't think it's a good idea. That's all I'm gonna say. He was like, "Dang, what the happened?" I said, "I'm gonna let him tell you the rest." So we get over there, get in the cell. Hemp walk in. Man, bless his head. What going on, Big Joe? What going on? Lil Joe just told me Hemp they done did something to Tiny. Tiny ain't nobody did nothing to me that they can't do. They couldn't do it 1-on-1. My daddy said, well, he explained the situation to Hemp. Hemp said, "What's up? What you need me to do?" My dad say, well, I'm finna let them know they were mine. I'm just trying to make sure. Oh, yeah, you know we got you. I just told you. That. My dad ain't got nothing to do with that. Now you finna put the oil in that situation. That's what I want to say, right? My dad said, man, I sure appreciate it. I don't think it's, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing gonna happen out of it. I just know, you know what I'm saying, Hemp like, oh yeah, you good. I'm gonna let them know, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I'm saying, like, whatever, what do you need? He said, what you need me to do? He like, man, if you will, you know what I'm saying, just go down there and holler at them, let them know, you know what I'm saying, that them Suboxone belong to me. You know what I'm saying? But we willing to kill that debt, you know what I'm saying, or whatever else that need to be paid, you know what I'm saying, Tiny owe them folks $1,000. Hemp said, oh, I bet. So we walk out of the cell. I walk out of the cell with him. I said, Hemp, what is you doing? Hemp said, man, you know I gotta look out for your dad, man. Your dad look out for me all the time, you know what I'm saying? That's just what we do, you know what I'm saying? And in this situation, I said, well, he don't even owe my daddy, bro. He don't even owe my dad. He was like, dang, you don't wanna help Tiny? No. We ain't supposed to help him. He gave them folks his word. He supposed to make him stand on his word, right? He was like, man, Joe, you gonna learn. I said, I'm already learning. Y'all slow. He said, who he got? So we go down there with Cuz now. He be like, hey, hell, yeah, I was just hollering at Joe. Little Joe, we ain't got no issue. He was like, look, what y'all did, you justified in that. Them Suboxone belong to Big Joe. Big Joe said, man, if y'all get that back, take everything else, you know what I'm saying? You can kill Tiny that. You know what I'm saying? He just trying to, we ain't tripping on that. Get Cuz out, hey, Cuz they said them strips do belong to Big Joe, you know what I'm saying? They trying to get that back to Big Joe, all the rest of, you know what I'm saying, whatever to kill the dead. So they take 2-3 of them and get us Suboxone to help. I'm looking at Cuz and I'm like, man, we come out the cell, he was like, come on. So we walking back to the cell, he come in the cell, hand my dad the strips. My dad said, now look, Tiny, this is the last time we'll do this. I ain't got nothing to say at this point. He was like, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. So my daddy go to hand him the strip back. Man, hey, look here. He said, boo, what you doing? I said, man, hey, look here, Tiny, let me tell you something. You done, man, next time you done tell somebody something, and then you don't do what you need to do, hey, if you run over and holler at my dad, I'm gonna whoop you. Then I'm gonna put my daddy, I'm gonna put you in a situation to choose what you wanna do. Cause next time you come, I'm telling you, I'm gonna beat you up. And then he ain't gonna have no choice, nothing. Nah, you ain't gonna tell me what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I said, well, you gonna have to choose because this dude right here keep putting situations, putting us in jeopardy, man. And then you had to go holler at Hemp, like I just told Hemp, he's slow. He's slow for doing it. He was like, man, I ain't slow. He was like, look, this where Hemp the lesson come in, right? Joe, what you don't understand is, bro, we all done looked out for each other, you know what I'm saying, throughout the years on these camps. And them Crip 9 times out of 10, they probably already knew they were coming just out of respect, you know what I'm saying? Because if something happened later on down the line and they need to turn around and take up for one of their own, you know what I'm saying? Because 9 times 10, we gonna honor it. I said, well, that's y'all being stupid. I'm not gonna do that. Well, if a situation would have happened, bro, so you telling me when you were down there at the COS, it was no situation where you went on and took, you know what I'm saying, took it on the chin and did what you had to do for the sake of the oil. I said, this ain't got nothing to do with the business. This ain't got nothing to do with the business, man. He was like, no, you get what I'm saying, Lil Joe. Where you went and said this and it really wasn't that. The phone situation, for instance. Folk them that ain't had nothing to do with folk them. Folk them went to back with you. You know what I'm saying? I said, cause they wanted the phone. Just like I just told my daddy, he need Tiny. And just like you wouldn't have done that for my daddy, hell, you know it. He said, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I said, what you trying to explain to me? That event, you know, we all need each other. When situations like that happen, you just gotta be there and then understand when they come back around and scratch each other back. It ain't about we using each other. It's just how it go when you talking about being your brother's keeper. I said, so you telling me it's okay? He said, it's the chain of command. Your daddy don't necessarily need Tiny, or your daddy don't, and your daddy don't necessarily need Tiny. Tiny don't necessarily need your daddy. They need each other. That's how the team works. I don't necessarily need your daddy don't necessarily need me. But together we stronger. So it can look like I'm using, this person using, this is a hidden agenda, when it's really just an underlying language, to keep this ball rolling. This is what we have to do. We got to take them on the chin every now and then. We got to put up with certain things every now and then. It got to look like we biting each other in the back every now and then. That's what family look like. I said, well, I don't know about this. Lil Joe, you get what I'm saying. To an extent, here, Tiny. Get Aaron up out of here, man. Come on. He kick Aaron. Boom. Come on. They walk out of the cell. Him and Hamp, Aaron and Tiny. I turn around and holler at my daddy. He said, did you understand what Hamp was saying? I said, to an extent. I said, but I ain't slow. I ain't gonna let nobody use me. He said, he ain't use me. And I ain't using him. We in this together. He just told you that. I said, well, I guess.